President Volodymyr Zelensky commended Ukrainian fighters who destroyed a Russian missile warehouse and vowed a response to an attack on his hometown of Kryvyi Rih. Ukraine's northern city of Kharkiv came under air attack on Tuesday, damaging what appear to be civilian buildings in the city center. Russian attackers and Ukrainian defenders have continued fighting on the ground in rural areas outside Kharkiv since Ukraine began pushing Russian troops further from the city in May. But Russian aerial attacks continue on the city, which is close to the Russian border. Ukraine's SBU State Security Service have destroyed a Russian T-72 tank and 15 soldiers of the Russian army using an attack drone. The Ukrainian military said that Bayraktar TB2 drones with high-precision bomb weapons strike Russian main battle tanks, armored combat vehicles, and military vehicles during a long-awaited offensive to retake the Russian-held south. According to some reports, like one from Clash Report, Ukrainian TB2 drones already destroyed Russian military equipment worth $26.5 million, including 8 T-72 type tanks, in the last few days. Bayraktar TB2 is about the size of a small plane, has cameras on board, and can be armed with laser-guided bombs to provide tactical intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance capability. The TB2 is 6.5 m long and has a 12 m wingspan. With a maximum takeoff weight of 630 kilograms, the air vehicle can carry up to 55 kg in mission system and/or weapons payload. Performance specifications give the Bayraktar TB2 a cruising speed of 70 kT, a range of 150 kilometers, an endurance of 24 hours, and a service ceiling of about 30,000 feet. After 6 months of war in Ukraine, some observers have insisted that we are seeing the very nature of combat change and that tanks, along with fighter jets and warships, are being pushed into obsolescence. But it is too soon to write off the tank, and we should resist jumping to other sweeping conclusions about the future of warfare based on a conflict whose lessons are not yet clear. There is still much about this war that is not known from open sources, and there is good reason to think that the conditions that marked its early phases will not necessarily be relevant to future conflicts. As a result, specific weapon systems may appear to be ineffective based on how and where they are employed, not necessarily due to their inherent shortcomings. The available data from Ukraine, as well as the recent war in Nagorno-Karabakh, indicate that tanks are still critical in modern warfare and their vulnerabilities have been exaggerated. Russia's heavy tank losses can be explained by employment mistakes, poor planning and preparation, insufficient infantry support, and Ukrainian artillery. The use of javelins and other light anti-tank systems in Ukraine has not demonstrated that the tank is obsolete any more than the Sagar anti-tank guided missile did in the 1973 Yom Kippur War, as discussed by David Johnson in these pages. It has been a striking week of progress for Ukrainian forces in a war that had appeared to be in a grinding stalemate. In a dual-axis offensive, Kiev's forces have suddenly conducted a near blitzkrieg-level operation in the oblast of Kharkiv, near Ukraine's second-largest city, that has resulted in retaking over 6,000 square kilometers of territory seized by the Russians since the start of the war in February. Most military analysts in the West were pleasantly surprised, while there has been rumblings of real discontent among even the most ardent supporters of Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Beyond HIMARS, there are a plethora of modern NATO military systems which the Ukrainians have quickly mastered, ranging from air defense systems protecting Ukrainian forces on the ground to high-tech missiles that can destroy Russian aircraft and radars. While NATO has thus far declined to transfer high-speed jets to the Ukrainians, discussions continue concerning both MiG-29s and F-16s. The airspace over much of Ukraine remains contested, taking away another critical advantage Russia assumed it would have.